Hello ladies and gentlemen, Sigvaldo Grim here, and welcome to yet another top 10 Injustice 2 Mobile. Today we are going to talk about the top 10 characters that you can farm from the Heroic campaign. As you all know, or as you all hopefully know, each time you clear a battle in Heroic, you will be granted one shard of the hero that has its icon on the battle. So for example, the last battle of Heroic has the icon of something, and by clearing it you are guaranteed to get one shard for something. And this way you are going to be able to get basically free characters only spending energy. It's a grindy process, but you will eventually get there. And today we are going to talk about the best characters you should prioritize farming from the Heroic campaign in order to help you boost your roster. I will not take into consideration how far into the campaign they are to be able to farm, because this is not a relevant factor, since 1 month in the game you will most likely be unlocking the entire Heroic campaign. If you got a different opinion, let me know down in the comments, as I'm up for debate, and also if you got any question, let me know down in the comments. I read them all and I will answer you as soon as I can. This list is again my personal opinion, so you might have a different opinion, and that's no problem, we can talk about it. Without further ado, let's get into the video. Coming in at number 10 we have Batwoman. She is a decent character. She is good in the multiverse teams because of her passive that synergizes with other multiverse characters, that she extends the duration of the multiverse buffs, and she also is able to have a boost to her own special attacks for every multiverse buff available. And she also has a chance to ignore combo interruptions. For example, if you get hit by your enemy, you have a chance to maintain your combo. Keep in mind that she's good only in multiverse teams, and regarding her abilities, her special one has a chance to make her special tree free of cost, but nobody's really using that. Most people just go for the special tree since it has decent damage and dot damage. Why she didn't make it higher on this list? Well, she didn't make it higher on this list because in the multiverse team she is not the best character, and she barely makes it into the top 6 characters. So if you were to make a multiverse team, then she will not be in the strongest team, and she might not be even in the second strongest team, because the other multiverse characters are just so much better. But if you don't have many multiverse characters, then you should definitely go for her, because she's a decent addition to the multiverse team. Coming in at number 9 we have Blade Master Robin, and this guy is a decent combo builder. He's a decent combo builder because of his passive, that's Perfect Sun, that has 7 hits minimum on the combo meter. This means that after you cast a special attack or your combo gets interrupted and he is tagged in or he is going to hit something, the combo meter will start from 7. This is not an amazing passive though. And notable about his abilities is just the fact that he has a stun chance on his special 2, which is also not an amazing feat. Why he didn't make it higher on this list? Well, because he isn't the greatest character nor the greatest combo builder, but you are most likely to have him regardless if you want him or not, because he's farmable from the last chapter of Heroic, that you are going to farm for gears and anyway. And even if you want him or not, you're most likely going to eventually unlock him. Coming in at number 8 we have Cyborg. And you can get Cyborg for the role of a tank. What makes him a tank? Well, his passive, that's his regeneration. He regenerates a percentage of his health while he's out of combat. Also, part of that passive is that it gives the teammates a little bit of a HP bonus, but that's not a very big percentage and is not a big deal. The big thing about him is his passive regeneration, because you can get him into a fight, he can get all the way to 10% HP or less, tag him out for a while, and then he will return at full HP. Also a notable thing is that he has a power drain on his special one. Other than that, I personally don't like this character because he's conditioned to stay out of combat in order to regenerate, and when I'm thinking about a tank, it's a tank that I should count at any time, and since I can't count on Cyborg anytime because he needs to stay tagged out, he is not one of my favorite characters, but he is nevertheless a great character. Coming in at number 7 we have Emerald Green Lantern. His strong points are his special 2, which will decrease his incoming damage for a while, giving him a shield after he deals some damage. You can also chain this into continuing your attack, eventually chaining it into an infinite combo. His passive is that every time a teammate tags in, he gets one of those 3 bonuses, which are pretty decent but not great in all situations or for all characters, and sometimes they can even work against you. And his third passive has pretty decent damage. Most people will put this guy much higher on this list. This just comes to my personal opinion because I don't really enjoy playing and I don't really like this guy. But this is a great character that, as I said, other people would put much higher on this list, and it's great nevertheless. So if you like Green Lantern, definitely go for it. Coming in at number 6 we have Bane. And I am asking you to name one character that does not benefit from critical chance and from boosts on basic attacks. Well, nobody. Everybody benefits from that, and that is why Bane is such a great character, because he is the most universal support in the entire game. The only place where he struggles as a support is where you got your character maxed and he's already got maximum critical chance, so his critical chance that he gives will be wasted. But on every other scenario, you can put him in that specific team. So if you are lacking in absolutely any team member, even if you got full critical chance because he still gives 30% bonus on basics, you can replace your free slot with Bane. He, as I said, is the most universal support in the game. Regarding his abilities, there's not really much interesting about them and they don't have anything other than raw damage, but the passive is the bread and butter of the character, and he is actually the second most universal support in the game, and we will get to the best support in the game later down on this list. So Bane is a great character. He didn't make it higher on the list because the characters from now on are just going to be very great, and I also have to keep in mind my top 5 silver character lists when making this list, and also if you haven't seen it, go ahead and check it out. Coming in at number 5 we have Batman, and he is the king of damage dealing when it comes to silver characters. He has a passive that grants him and his teammates a critical attack chance, and it's a pretty decent amount, and on top of that his special 2 stun bomb has a chance to stun for a pretty long duration if maxed, and this can be chained into an infinite combo, and especially early on into the game this character is going to be a beast in the arena for you. Also, when it comes to raids, he can perform decently over there because you pair him up with a combo builder and you use his special tree for huge amounts of damage. Batman is a jack of all trades silver character and is great in every perspective of the game that you are going to use him in, but further on this list there will be characters that are more optimal for one specific thing, and that's why he didn't make it higher on this list, but he's a great character nevertheless that you have access to farming very early, so you should definitely do that. Coming in at number 4 we have Grid. Other than the fact that he is the best cyborg counter, and he cancels the abilities of any cyborg opponent, and he has some added benefits against any cyborg opponent, he is a great tank because of his passive that if he loses more than 50% of his health in 1 second from a basic or swipe attack, he activates a health shield for 10 seconds, and this shield is comparable to Darkseid's passive barrier, and this makes him a pretty great tank, and this is basically everything that recommends this character as a good character, but he is definitely a great tank. Why didn't he make it higher on this list? Well, he didn't make it higher on this list because he needs to be below the next character on this list, because the next character on this list is another tank, and in my opinion is a much better tank than him. But Grit is definitely a solid character to get. He is very fun to play as he works on the Cyborg mechanics, and I've also found every Cyborg character to be fun to play because he's got fluid combos and fluid abilities. And this was basically all about Grid. Not the best tank you can get from the campaign, but definitely a solid choice. Coming in at number 3 we have Superman, which is my opinion the second best tank in the game, only overdone by the Justice League Superman, which is a legendary character. So the only character that is better as a tank than this guy in my opinion is a legendary character. And why is that? Because first of all, he's passive, that makes him be able to have a chance to basically dodge basic attacks. Also on top of that, providing defense to the team. Now, getting into the chance to dodge basic attacks, this basically means that when fighting an opponent and they attack you, they have a chance to be able to miss their attacks, and this will act as if they are blinded and your character will not get staggered. And this doesn't mean that they will miss 50% of the attacks. This means that you will straight up interrupt their combo with your own attacks when they miss an attack, because you are able to. So out of a 8-hit combo that an enemy character can do, they will not do only 4 of them, they will do 1, 2 or 3 of them before you are able to interrupt them. And this basically makes him very good against basic hitting teams and almost impossible to kill that way. And the other way, he has the super block, which blocks a lot of the incoming damage and also reflects some of it, and this also makes him basically immune to abilities. This guy is a beast and is hands down one of the best tanks in the entire game, so you can't go wrong with him. Coming in at number 2 we have Dr. Fate. It was a very close call between Dr. Fate and the number 1 pick on this list, so if you think that Dr. Fate should have been number 1, I totally understand your reasons, and my delimitation between them was purely subjective. So why is this character number 2 on this list? Because he is hands down the best support in the entire game, that yes, is a silver character and yes, you can get for free. And why is he the best support in the entire game and the most versatile? Because of his passive. His passive first of all reduces 10% of the enemy's defense, which is great but not the most important part, and most importantly it reduces your team's power ability cost by 2 power bars. And this is an amazing passive, and this makes him a must-have character in your roster because he can fit in any team that you might think of. Because there's no character in the game that does not benefit from power reduction on one hand, and on the other hand there are a lot of characters in the game that are dependent on having power reduction characters in their team. So this guy is hands down the best support in the game and the most versatile support in the entire game. And that's why he made it all the way to number 2 on this list. Coming in at number 1 we have Atlantean Armor Aquaman. And this guy can do anything for you but raids. So let's take it step by step. First of all, he's got his passive. This passive means that for every ability he's going to cast, he's not only to heal himself over time, but he's going to heal the entire team. And this makes him a great and almost a must-have character for Champions Arena and a great character for Arena. His special one is armor piercing, and it's great for using yet again in the Arena and Champions Arena, where the enemies have lots of armor and you're not going to be efficient with non-armor piercing abilities. His special 2 has power drain and is hazard damage. This makes it great because first of all, hazard damage can't really be reduced that well because you rarely encounter characters that have hazard resistance. Secondly, it is a power drain, which makes it an amazing ability, and at some point Atlantean Armor Aquaman was a must-have character for Phase 3. That's not the case anymore. And he has decent damage on it, and on top of that, think about it also applies the healing on his passive. So when you cast this ability, you apply dot damage to your enemy, you power drain him, and you regenerate your health. It's simply amazing. His third ability is nothing amazing really, but it can deal decent damage into the arena. So this character is the best character in my opinion for a beginner, the best character for clearing campaign, the best character for a beginner in terms of arena and champions arena, and where he doesn't really shine is in raids where he is very limited in terms of damage. But that is his only weak point, and on the all other sides of the game he is a great character that you should definitely farm as soon as you get access to. Well, this was all for this list, guys. Thank you very much for watching, and make sure to let me know down in the comments what you think about my list, if you do or do not agree with me, and let me know if you found this helpful. And if you did find this helpful, make sure that you're subscribed, as I post a lot of content like this on this channel, and a lot of my series are aimed at the beginners. Also, you should check out my series that I've just started on my channel, which is Injustice 2 Mobile News with Sigvald the Grim, where I make an episode every 3 days on the new arena start, and I talk about the arena, the chests that are in the shop, and the challenges that are up, and I tell you if they are actually worth doing. So you might wanna check that out. Without all that being said, thank you for watching and see you in the next one.